All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Digital Mayors Podcast.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Hello, hello.
I'm Michael, that guy there.
I'm Dan Nathanson.
That's Dan. So today, we don't have a guest.
I know. So that means
Scary.
this is either going to be our best episode or potentially our last. Ben and Eric might shut us down.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll have to see how that goes.
Dad, Eric, let them know if it's good.
Oh, Dad and Eric.
Yeah,
Our-
the two people who listen.
correct.
So honestly, this might be one of the most valuable ones we've done because today we're just going to pull back the curtain a little bit. Right?
Yeah, right. So today, no fluff, no highlight reel. It's just the real deal. It's just going to be us.
Yeah. So we'll talk about what's actually working in our businesses right now, what's not working, and what we're building next.
Love that. Love that. So if you're in business, thinking about starting something or just trying to figure out what actually kind of moves the needle, this episode, I think, is the one for you.
Yeah. So here we go.
Yes, sir.
You like that?
That was pretty good.
I know you get it.
I know.
So one thing that's really working for us right now and leveraging all the business together. So real estate, home dudes, and back to real estate. So we're seeing more opportunities where clients need work done before selling or after buying. And instead of referring it out, we get to keep it in-house. And that's not a selfish thing. We get to help control it more and provide that level of service in-house.
And just have a better client experience.
Yeah.
Right? Because as we've talked about a million times, the mission, the motto, the tagline for our businesses, whether it's real estate, mortgage, handyman, and construction, it's we do things the right way. And when things go wrong, we do the right thing.
That's very true.
So we have that control to be able to make sure that things are just done the right way.
Yeah, and it also helps with something else, Dan.
What's that?
That's storytelling.
It is storytelling.
Right? So it's not just posting listings, actually telling stories, real estate situations, challenges, what we've had to navigate. And, I feel like people connect with that more than just listed.
Yeah, of course. Listen, people don't necessarily care about 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They care about the story, right? I mean, how many times have we talked with home sellers over the years about, listen, buyers don't care that you have a 50-gallon water heater until they fall in love with your home. They need to fall in love with the big picture. Once they fall in love with the big picture, then they really care about the details.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, I had that conversation with a seller this morning. I think you were in the room. I don't know if you were listening, but his question was, how do we get an offer on this thing? I'm like, well, the people are online looking at it. They're taking a look at it. We see the views here. We see the shares and the favorites. So they're looking. They got to fall in love. They got to find that reason to step foot inside and then really feel that, right? Because real estate, a lot of times, is an emotional thing, right?
Yeah, most times.
Yeah. So what's working on your side, man?
I would say the biggest thing that's working right now is just staying super close to the client. Communication, as always, is key. The deals that are winning, the deals that are succeeding, are the ones where the borrower feels like we're guiding them every step of the way. It's not just collecting documents, processing a loan. It's not that. It's really the hand-holding, the guiding, the caring, and communication is at the heart of it.
Right. So obviously it's not just speed, but it's trust. But before we go on, I think we should probably explain, because a lot of people know us, but not everybody really understands our businesses and what we do.
Sure.
Right. So like we're talking about more, right? So I think we should explain. So the way that the Nathanson family of companies works is I run the real estate team. I'm the lead agent. I'm what they call the rainmaker. We have an amazing administrator, Kelly, who helps out. We have a fantastic buyer's agent, Michelle.
Yep, the house whisperer.
I was just going to say, we call her the house whisperer. She will not give up until she finds your place. Yeah. She's awesome. And then we have Dan, who is an advisor on the team. And why don't you explain what you do on your side, and then we'll talk about the rest.
Yeah, sure. So you're talking about on the real estate side?
On the mortgage side.
Okay, gotcha. Right. So again, on the real estate side, it's really consultant, right? I spent 20 years actively selling real estate. And then my brother and I talked and just kind of felt that we didn't have enough solid, really good mortgage loan officers to connect our customers with. And so we flipped a coin, right? It wasn't win or lose. We literally flipped a coin. It was, your heads, I'm tails, and whoever it came up got their mortgage license, and that was me. So in 2018, officially started doing mortgages.
2018. God,
It's been a long time, right? It's been a long
Holy
time.
crap.
It's fast and slow, right? It's amazing.
It's fast and it's slow.
It is fast and slow. And so we've been doing the mortgage business. My branch manager, Mo Kamalzadeh, who really is, I mean, we've known Mo for a long time. We've known Mo for over 10 years. Before I got my license, Mo was our number one mortgage guy. And so when I got my license, especially because we understand how Mo runs his business and his team, and he was coached by the same company that coached us, we said, hey, listen, that's where we're going to hang my license.
Yeah.
And so Mo really is one of the best strategic thinkers, best analyzers, best problem solvers I know, and he knows guidelines like crazy. So I work with Mo. Mo really runs the day-to-day of our mortgage business. The way it works is we bring in business. We talk to people about it, right? The Rainmaker, just like you talked about. We have conversations. We bring in business. The team really then takes over from there. And it's like a Formula One pit crew because everybody has their role and is really good at it. The application gets completed. The document list gets put together. The borrowers securely upload their documents into our system. They then have a consultation with Mo, who goes over everything to make sure that everything is set and that they have a clear plan of action. Then we actually pre-underwrite them. So once we have all the documents, we have everything, we send it to our underwriter who reviews it. And once they're done and approved, they are what's called conditionally approved, meaning that other than pretty much property or home-related conditions, they're good to go, assuming that nothing significant changes in their credit or their employment or income, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then the processing team takes over and all that. So again, it really, for me, I'm bringing in the business. I'm doing regular check-ins with the borrowers to make sure that everything's going well. I'm still accessible 100%, questions, concerns, and we just do that to help make the process better.
Yeah, I think it's great. And listen, we're going to talk in a little bit about some other things that are coming up, but to talk about what everyone knows about, which is the handyman and renovation company, is we're basically like sales and quote guys. We have an amazing administrator, Chester, who basically schedules with the client, schedules our guys to go out to the places, and helps, send out the invoice, collect reviews and things like that. So we're able to go out and talk to more people and help bring in more business, because I promise you at home, I mean, maybe him, but you don't want me doing work at your house. I get,
Same.
I'm pretty good with light bulbs. I can hang a shelf pretty straight.
Maybe not level, but straight.
I can paint and get most of it on the wall.
That's true.
But other than that, I'm a good at tell me what to do
right.
10 times and I'll do it. So we're out there helping bring it in. So we're looking for opportunities. We're looking for chances. We want to show you that we're not just a handyman company, right? Because it's got a bad name. Handyman is like, some scummy, unshaved, half-drunk guy shows up, does some stuff mediocre at a low price.
Right.
Right? That's not how we work. We're professionals. We want to make sure, like you talked about, we do things the right way. When things go wrong, we do the right thing. So we want to make sure that clients are happy and that they refer to us.
Yeah.
Right? That's how we've run our real estate, how we've run our mortgage business, is we take care of people. We don't cold call. We don't go knocking on people's doors. We do some social media, but we really don't go out and beg strangers for business a lot of time, right? It's warm referrals.
It's a lot of referrals.
That's what we want to do. So give us the shot on that. And, right, we're going to talk about next is things that maybe aren't working, right? Because, in the real estate world, it's kind of funny. People always ask, right? The question they always ask. What's the question everybody asks when they know you're a realtor?
How's the market?
How's the market, right? And I tell them this because I'm honest. And the reality is the last 2 years have been really difficult.
Yeah, challenging for sure.
Really difficult, really challenging. Business-wise, getting things sold, a lot less buyers, market getting flooded with listings, condos having issues. It's been tough.
Yeah.
And we're just being honest. I mean, we work really hard to maintain relationships and do great. But when there's less people moving, buying, selling, there's less business. Our business was down significantly last year.
Yeah.
And it has been a little bit better this year. However, it's still not where we've been for 20 years.
No. And by the way, it's everyone.
Yeah.
I talked with someone yesterday. I talked with a real estate attorney yesterday who does closings. His office, I mean, we work with him every once in a while. His office does real estate closings. And, he asked me, how's the market? And, and I said, come on, you know how the market is. You tell me. And he said that, yeah, they've been really having a hard time. And he said that he also had spoken with the, the underwriting, the title underwriter.
Fidelity there?
Yeah, like one of the big ones that, they talk to like hundreds of real estate closing companies.
Mm-hmm.
And that person said that they're seeing business down everywhere, right? It's not just us.
Yeah.
It's not just the real estate attorney I talked to. It is
Right.
the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, locally, right? Days on market, we're at about 95 days, I think, for Boca
Something
Raton.
like that. Yeah. And what I tell people is if somebody in the real estate world tells you they're killing it, they're most likely lying to your face.
Yeah.
I'm
Chances
going to be
are.
honest with you. Listen, I'm not crying poverty. Thank God my mortgage is paid. My kids eat most days. But it's different. It's
Yeah.
different than
Oh,
it's
for
been. That's not going to change our approach. That's not going to change
no.
how hard we're going to work. That's not going to change the service you're going to receive from us and our teams. It's just a reality. It is what it is. And so is there anything that's been going on that hasn't been working that you want to talk about? Right? Just to throw it out there and be honest.
Something that hasn't been working. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Did I throw you off there?
Yeah, you did, right? Because I'm sitting here thinking, what really I was
So I'll
thinking,
jump in then if you want. But go ahead.
what I was thinking was, right, when people are saying that if they're only talking about wins, I don't know that you're even getting the full story.
Yeah.
I mean, not even half the story. I think it's probably less.
Yeah.
Boy, what's not working? I'll let you go and then I'll think on it.
Yeah. So I would say for me, I've been forced to get better, and it's always a process, right? So, which is my scheduling, right? If you look at my calendar, same as yours, it's packed all day, every day.
Yeah.
And you have this intention of doing all these great things, and then it's 9 o'clock at night, and your brother's calling you saying, what the hell are you still doing at the office? Get your ass home.
Yeah, that's
And
not
you're like,
working.
oh, shit.
Yeah, that's not working for me.
Got to go tomorrow. So for me, a big thing has been marketing for sure. And 100% honest, we have these great ideas and thoughts, and it's just, like I said, it's, oh shit, it's the end of the day. I got to take my kid to basketball now. I can't go spend 2 hours on putting this marketing plan together. I'll do it tomorrow.
Right.
And then there's another thing tomorrow, and things get pushed off. And not that it's we're not failing our clients,
No.
right? It's not anything like that, because we will fight for our clients.
Yeah, because that's what we're spending our time doing. Is we're
Right.
spending our time handling transactions. We're spending time putting out fires, advocating, proactively taking care of things so that there aren't fires.
Right.
Because there've been a lot more because the market is more challenging right now.
Yeah.
And that has taken up a lot of our time and taking time away from those things that will make our lives easier.
Yeah, I mean, listen, on the real estate side, right? So we communicate with our clients. A lot of realtors, they'll take a listing and they don't really call their clients after. So we follow up with, this is what's going on, because when you don't communicate, then people start wondering. And when they wonder, it's not typically good things.
No, never listen.
Right.
Like we've talked about in the past, right? I don't have kids. I have a brother. I have a couple of nephews, and what I equate it to is like if you have kids, if you don't know what's going on with your kids, you make stories up in your head, and it's terrible, right? You remember our mom one time, a million years ago. I mean, you were probably born. I was maybe like an early teen. We were at our next door neighbor's house, literally right next door in Sharon, Massachusetts, right next to Foxborough where the Patriots play. And it was me and Dad, and we were there. It was probably, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and, no cell phones, none of that stuff. And Mom, for whatever reason, was too scared to walk next door to the house that we've been at a zillion times. And so she just imagined the whole scenario that someone came in and chopped us up, and we were all gone. Right? If we'd called and said, hey, listen, we're dealing with this, or we're playing this game, or it's fine. Right? Even if it's something bad, even if, if your kid had hurt themselves, but hey, listen, this happened, this action is being taken to make it okay. You're at least in a better place instead of just, I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what it's like when
Yes.
realtors and people don't communicate with their clients.
Yeah, so the communication is extremely important. And listen, when I'm sending reports, listing reports to the clients, it's, hey, this is what's going on in the neighborhood. This is what's sold. This is what's gone under contract. This is what's new. This is what your competition is. This is how many views we've had online, how many shares, likes, and favorites. So people are looking, people are not looking. We just need them to set the appointments. And it's not always a price thing, right? Because we had one listing, and listen, just to be open, right? We've lost some listings because in a bad market that we're busting our butts trying to sell it and we're not getting showings. People think, and listen, I get it. I know that we have the best of intentions and all we want to do is help, right?
And we do all the right things.
But it's tough for everybody, 100% of people. We had the nicest couple, right? That 55-plus villa in Boynton. I wanted to sell it for him so bad. We were the lowest priced in the community, and not the most upgraded, but one of the top upgraded, lowest in the community, and we were getting no showings. We're marketing it like crazy. No showings. Now, other stuff wasn't selling, but then some of the fully updated ones started selling, and they started, well, what's going on? And they ended up, we expired. They listed with someone else, and they sold. I'm happy they sold because they were great people, and it sucks. I know that we worked hard to fight and help them, but it doesn't always work out, right? So, that's just being honest. And listen, and we have some scaling pains too, right? Which is a good problem and something to work on, right? So as we're growing Home Dudes, you start to realize, right, that systems matter, because if you don't have systems, you get lost. What the heck am I supposed to do next? Yeah, your brain might be able to keep up with it for a little bit, but with all of it going on, you can't continue, right? You just can't. Nobody's that good, I don't think.
Yeah, listen, one breakdown in communication, one breakdown in system and everything, and just everything gets delayed.
Yeah, listen, I just think about Tommy Boy. Right, the movie Tommy Boy.
Love Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, the girl who works there, she rerefuses to use the computer.
The
She's got her files, and then something happens, they lose it, and all the orders get screwed up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's a great movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
I haven't.
Yeah. So, you want to talk about what we're building?
Let's talk about what we're building, brother.
It's exciting.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited. There's things going on right now, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
Home Dudes is evolving.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell the world? Tell the world.
Sure.
How?
Home Dudes Florida is now officially a licensed certified general contractor. We are a general contractor, so we can really handle pretty much any residential project and anything that requires a permit.
Yeah.
We're able to help with that. It just, what it does is it allows us to handle and manage even bigger projects for our customers than before.
Yeah.
We still have the same mission, the same technicians. It just allows us to do more, and it allows us to partner with some other tradespeople to help with these bigger projects. Like I'm really excited about that.
Same. And cool thing is we're, fingers crossed, we're working on bringing on a project manager.
Yeah.
So that way, because listen, we're not the guys. I mean, we do it and we can do it and we do it well, but we're not the guys who should be out on the job site making sure that the corner was done correctly, right? We should be out talking to people, getting the name out there more, bringing in more business. So that way these guys have work, right? Because something that I think about every now and then, right? You think about perspective, right? Where we grew up, we were poor. We didn't go without. We ate every day. We didn't have extras, and we grew up in a very wealthy town. We were the poor kids. And I just think about, and I'm not saying that the workers are poor. I'm just saying that as these business owners, do you ever think about these people depend on us
100%
to pay their mortgages, to pay their rent, to feed their children, to get through it. So that's a lot of pressure.
A lot.
And I like to use it as motivation to just say, I know I'm tired, but I can't let the guys not work.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't do that. That's not fair to them.
That's critical.
So we're growing in that, and we're hopefully going to bring on this project manager who's going to take a lot of that stuff so we can go get more.
Right.
Because again, it's not about lining our pockets. And I'm going to be honest about something again too. So money has never been a motivator for me. I understand you need it to live. You need it to get through life. It's not a motivator for me.
Same.
My goal is to make sure that my family, friends, those I care about and love are taken care of, that they're good, that they don't go without food, that if they want to do something, that they're able to do it. I want to give more.
Yep.
I can envision it. Like, I want to go to the YMCA and give them a check for $100,000 and say, this is for
would
the
be amazing,
Nathanson
right?
brothers.
Listen, we've talked about that. But listen, we were raised in the same house. We have very, very similar backgrounds, even though it's an 8-year difference, right? So I mean, we have different experiences. However,
I'm younger, by the way. Don't
my brother,
freaking ask. I'm
correct.
younger.
Yes, my brother is the younger one. But really, it's kind of the same thing. Is I enjoy what money can help me do. I like to be able to every once in a while go out to a dinner, go out to a night, right? Lavello, right? Go to Bruno's.
I'll be right
place.
by there tonight.
Yes, right. Go to Bruno's place in Margate. By the way, if you haven't been to Lavello in Margate, go to Lavello. It is some of the best food you'll ever have, right? I like to be able to go out and do some things like that. I like to go out and hang with my friends and do things. Really, we've talked about just like Sophia's Hope, the event we get a table for every year.
Denim and Diamonds.
Right, Denim and Diamonds that the Dohertys are big parts of it and put on. And during one part of the night, they do like an auction of raising money. And not about the ego thing, because honestly, I don't care if people know that I donate, or I don't care about that. But I would love to be able to, same thing, as people are saying, I'll give you 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20. I would love to be able to just be like, yep, 100K, boom, stroke a check, and not even notice it.
Yeah.
Not even feel it, right? That my bills are still paid. I'm still able to live a good life. I would love to make more of an impact and to have more time to donate as well, right?
Yeah.
The Boca School for Autism, the YMCA. It's so amazing to spend time at those places and make a difference in people's lives, to have that income so that we could do more of that.
Yeah. We'll get more into that shortly.
That's amazing.
So we're also working on
yeah, we're working.
on tightening our systems, right? Because that is a forever process, right? It's never done.
Yeah,
because,
building the machine.
Right. They say the only constant is change, right? So we work, we grow, we implement, we try things to help make better experiences, keep costs as low as possible for the clients, and make sure our guys are getting work and getting paid. So, like I said, building the machine. And on the real estate side, I'm really focused on building relationships with probate and trust attorneys, because we have some really cool programs that really make their lives easier. And, I'm not going to get into the whole thing that we do right now, but just know that the probate and trust attorneys, the estate attorneys, between Home Dudes Florida and the real estate team, we really have some great services that we can offer them, again, that make their lives easier and make it, just easy, so it's easier on the client, which makes it easier on them. And that's a longer term play, because we got to build it and do it, but it's a big opportunity for sure. Yeah. So
Well, you're going to go on that? Or you want to talk about the mortgage side, like who we're trying to build?
Go.
So on the mortgage side, really those relationships that we're working on are more realtors, right? That's part of the goal, is to connect with more realtors so that we can help their buyers, help their borrowers. And also financial advisors and accountants. Those are really the pros that we're able to, I think, make a significant difference for, right? Because again, the reason that we started the mortgage business is because we didn't feel like we had enough solid mortgage people to connect them with. And I think that the team that we've put together really is a tremendous asset and can help realtors get their clients, get their customers approved faster, more reliably, and get them to the closing table more.
Yeah.
Financial advisors as well, accountants. Financial advisors, we do like to be really a trusted resource for them, because they're talking with their clients a lot and going over their entire financial picture and financial portfolio to make sure that everything is set, right? Not every financial advisor is just about, okay, here's the stock market and that's what we're doing, right? We like the ones that talk more about diversification, because it's a safer bet. It's a safer way to go. So again, financial advisors. Also with the accountants, we have some great accountants that we work with, and it's common for the accountant to reach out to me and say, hey, Dan, I'm working with Joe Smith, Jane Smith, whomever, maybe, a couple, and they're thinking about buying their first home, or they're thinking about buying another home, and here's what their income looks like. Can they qualify? And really what we do is the team will get their tax returns, review and break down their tax returns. That way we have a clear picture on their income, so we have an idea of what they can qualify for moving forward. And again, it's a relationship with the accountants. And some accountants, they'll ask me, all right, Dan, so what's the number, right? We just need to know what income to show. And we can't do that, right? That's against our license law. We can't do that. But what we can do is, really what we do is we share, hey, listen, here are the ratios that we use. Here's the formula that's used for calculating income. And you can figure it out based on what you want.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things on the mortgage side is that even though the mortgages are federally regulated, the IRS, right, is federally regulated, income is calculated differently. So the income calculated for your income taxes is different than the way income gets calculated for a mortgage. So it's a process. That's why we like to partner with accountants to help them get their clients ready for whatever they want.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So those are good
Listen,
research.
so there's big things happening.
Yeah.
We're looking to build, grow, do more, do better, help more people. And speaking of helping more people, let's talk about community.
Okay.
Right? So, it's very important to us, and it's a big part of what we do, which is the community side, right? So it's, not just about business for us.
No.
So we're really involved with the YMCA. So we've talked about here. We had on Jason Hagensick. I am the current...
Mr. James, too.
Mr. James, right? I'm the current chairman of the board for the YMCA in Boca Raton.
Love that.
I've
So
been a
proud, by the
member.
way.
Thank you. It feels surreal. I feel like I earned it, and at the same time, I don't deserve it. I don't know.
That's interesting. You deserve it.
Thank you. I am so passionate. We've talked before about why I care so much about the Y, which is, I think a lot of the same reasons, which is why you care a lot about it. And, that's a story for another time, because it's a longer story as to why we're so involved. But I joined the board in 2020, and very quickly I'm going to say that I actually tried to get on the board before then. I don't remember if I've talked about it here or not before, but there was a gentleman there who worked at the Y, and I'm not going to say any names, and the old me would have held grudges forever, and I've grown as I've gotten older. I used to have a dead to me list.
That's right.
I don't do that anymore. And I wanted to get on the board because I saw an opportunity to help the community. And I was told to my face, you're not influential enough to be on our board.
Right.
That hurt.
And not an ego thing, I don't think either. I think
No.
it's just what do you mean? It's not about just influence. It's about what you do and what you give and what you care and what you help. I think
the person who was there didn't get it.
Yeah.
And I think when he left the YMCA in Boca, I think before his car was out of the parking lot, I got a call from Brian and Mr. James because they saw and they knew. And the rest is history, man. And there's a lot more to come. I'm very excited about my 2-year term. I am very excited about the things happening at the Y. I mean, last week we had a groundbreaking
So cool.
for new preschool classes. We're going to be able to help. I think it's 45 more kids.
Amazing.
For preschool.
Love that.
Because they're always on a wait. And by the way, don't call me asking me if I can get you in. I can't. The waiting list. I couldn't even get my kid in.
Yeah.
When he was that age, when Jacob was that age, I couldn't. So I can't help you get in. Get on the waiting list.
Yeah.
Just get on the waiting list.
Apply.
So we got a lot going on there. We're going to be, redoing some. Hopefully, we need money. We need money. As with everybody, we need one of those people to come in, and one of these amazing local people who sees the vision and knows, and just write us a check for 30 or 50 million.
That'd be nice.
So
That'd be nice.
I hope that really happens. And right, the Y's not just a gym.
No, not
It's
even
not a
little.
gym and swim. We do so much for the community, for children, seniors.
I mean, listen, you
cancer
see
survivors.
firsthand, right? It's summer camps, it's swim lessons, it's gymnastics, it's Chase's Place for the special needs kids. I mean, it's the senior groups, like you said, the cancer survivor groups. There's so much that the Y does. It is not just a gym and swim.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely amazing community. And listen, we've seen that, we talk about kind of regularly. So my brother was the head of the Y Dads program. My sister-in-law, Lydia, was the head of the Y Moms program, and the two of them together put a social on the calendar for the Y Moms and Y Dads. And the Yunkle, that's me, the Y Uncle, I was allowed to participate as well. And at one point, right, you and Lydia were sitting at a table, and you look around, right, and except for Lydia, it was all women at the table, and they were all single moms.
Yeah.
And it's eye-opening, and you then realize what a benefit this community is, because it just brings people together that can share and help, and it's awesome. I love what you're doing there.
And it's cool being involved at the board level, right? You start to understand more how much goes on behind the scenes to make all that stuff happen with fundraising, community support, partnerships. I mean, the staff there, these people are amazing. Jason, Shay, Heather, Bonnie, I mean,
Everybody.
Brianna, I could go on forever. Jacob, I mean, there's amazing people over there doing amazing things and not getting paid enough to do it.
Right.
It's
Yeah, listen, just walking in, right? Talkative Trish is such a light in the school, right? I mean, in the Y. Everybody, when I go to the Y in the mornings, Maria greets me with "Hola, querido," right? And when I'm not there,
what does that mean for those who don't do Duolingo?
oh, I'm on like an 890-day streak. I'm just putting that out there. Hi, sweetie.
Hello, love.
Yeah, right. Hi, sweetie. Hi, love. Right, that kind of thing. Hola, querido. Right, and when I've missed a day or two or a week, and I see her, she's like, "Where you been? Where you been, querido?" Right? She, it's great. It's a community.
Yeah.
I just love it there.
And then another one that's really important to us, Dan, is which one?
Boca School for Autism.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm on the board of directors there at the Boca School for Autism, and the things that the faculty are doing, the administration are doing, are just awesome. I mean, these kids are so fortunate to have the teachers and the admin, and honestly, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but the board of directors that we have involved there are so passionate and committed. It's amazing. And to spend time at the school, to spend time with the kids is so cool. A few weeks ago, I had the pleasure.
Yeah, I'm glad you're telling this.
Yeah, it was like National Read a Book to a Child Day. National, right? So it wasn't just there.
I'm a child. Nobody read my book.
I'll read you a book. I've read you many books. I'll read you another one.
No, Natalie.
You had to do it twice? All right.
No, Natalie.
That was one of my favorite books. I still have it around. No, your kids. You probably tossed it. Anyway, it was
met my wife. It's gone.
Yeah, it was National Read a Book to a Child Day, and the school asked me to read to the kids, and I was just, so honored. And I read the book. What was it? Marcus Crow's something. It was about this, and it's the same book that was read all across the country.
Oh, that's cool.
And
I didn't know that part.
It's about this little boy and his grandmother in her garden and exploring and that kind of stuff. And the kids were so cool. I read to them. They gave input. They asked questions. And when I go into the school afterwards, Siani, "Hi, Mr. Dan. I love when you read to us, Mr. Dan." Like, it is cool. It is so beautiful. And some of the parents have commented afterwards. Again, it's a great organization. And just like the Y, just like every place else, they need more money to be able to do more things. The school has room, by the way. If you or anyone you know has a child with autism and you're local to Boca, and as a matter of fact, you don't even have to be local to Boca. We have, if I recall, there's a student who travels from like Pembroke Pines every day. Their parents bring them to Boca, to the Boca School for Autism. If your family is touched by autism and you're trying to find a great place for your kid, Boca School for Autism is it. I mean, again, the admin, the staff, the teachers, Mr. Mack, Ms. Rez, like everybody at the school, Miss Kelly, they're all incredible.
Yeah.
It's the love they have, the care they have, and it's all about making the kids' lives better, making the parents' lives better. I'm a proponent, in case you can't tell.
Yeah.
I love them. And those are the kinds of places where you see the impact immediately.
Right. And that's very true. It's not just awareness, right? It's real support, real programs, real outcomes for families who need it. I want to touch on that real quick again, to go back to the YMCA, and I'm sorry to do that.
No, don't.
But We had an awesome event this past weekend, the Teen Rally. Mr. James puts on this amazing event. We had 150 teens from around the state come in. They slept over Friday night and Saturday night. So when Mr. James calls, we're there. It doesn't matter what's going on. So Friday night from about 8:30 to 10, and by the way, my wife goes to bed at about 9 o'clock at night, so this was big for her.
She stayed up past her bedtime.
We were there helping check in the kids as they arrived. No big deal, just to help. Saturday, we went back. This was the day. This is where they bring in, I can't remember the name of the nonprofit. I got his info, and I'm going to call and talk to him. But we packaged 15,000 meals for families. We set up this whole line. There were 150 and then a few adult volunteers. 15,000 meals. Yeah. And so not only am I the guy who's running around like crazy, and for some reason I was the guy who was picked to carry the 50-pound bags of rice around, but I actually stopped at every single table, and I only knew a handful of the kids because most of them weren't from Boca. I only knew literally about 10 or 12 kids. And I said, hey, I know you don't know me. I'm not important to you. But I want you to think about what you're doing, because they're all sitting there, they're playing loud music, it's fun, everybody's kind of having a good time. And I said, have you thought about what you're doing? And a lot of them just kind of looked at me with that blank stare, and I said, listen, there's people out there without food. What you're doing right now, yeah, you're having a good time. You are feeding people who don't have food. Just take a second and think about that. The immediate impact that you're having. 15,000 meals, right? That is huge. And if everybody could just do a little bit, I'm not saying you got to give 100% of your income and 100 hours a week. Just give a little bit every now and then. Man, the world will be a better place.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So,
and there are a lot of opportunities to do it, not just the why, not just the process, right there.
A million.
I mean, just locally, right? I know we've talked about Spirit of Giving in the past. Spirit of Giving locally is a nonprofit organization that partners with other nonprofit organizations. And right now, when I talked with Lindy last week, if I recall correctly, they're now working with over 130 local nonprofit organizations. So there is something for whatever your passion is.
Literally, for everyone.
You're a diver, you're a paddle boarder, you like kids, you like animals, you like senior, whatever there is. Turtles, whatever.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. Yeah. We talked about Gumbo Limbo earlier. That's a great place. You can go volunteer. I mean, there are a million things you can do to make a difference.
Yeah, so the people involved there are just unbelievable in all these places.
Yeah, and it's something I think that we've both realized is that being around organizations like this, it just changes your perspective.
Yeah,
right. It's impressive.
So a good friend of ours, I'm gonna give her a shout out, and then I'm gonna tell her that we talked about her, but not tell her when, so she has to listen. Natalie Mora. Yeah. Her favorite word is perspective, and since she kind of told me that, I think about it more. Just take a second and just think about what you're doing, the impact it makes. Well, by the way, positive or negative when you're making decisions. And listen, I teach my kids. Do they listen? I don't know. But I tell them, look, you're going to make tons of decisions in your life. Just know, for every decision you make, there's a consequence, whether it's good or bad. Right. So you need to think about what you're doing. Don't just act. Think, and think about the consequences, and take that perspective. So it reminds you that business is important, but what you do with it and how you give back, it's just as important.
Oh, for sure. And it's something that we're trying really to be more intentional about. It's supporting, highlighting, getting involved. That's the kind of stuff that we're doing, is, again, because we can't be everywhere. Right. We've already figured out that as a single guy, no single ladies are knocking on my office door at 9 o'clock at night.
Really?
Right. So I need to get my shit together so that I can get out and find myself a nice girl. But I can't do all the stuff at work and help every organization. Right. So we want to help bring awareness so that you can help, so that more people can help.
Right. And giving is honestly a big part of this podcast too. We want to bring in people who are not just successful in business, but are doing something meaningful in the community. So let's move on now and talk about some predictions. So where do you think things are going?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
It's a very specific question.
It is, right?
Not general at all.
Yeah, right. Where do I think things are going, right? It's not a broad question at all. I think that the people who win are the ones who communicate the best, right? We've already talked about that. Communication is the key, and it's not necessarily the cheapest or the fastest. it's the most trustworthy, right? I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
that's really what it is.
Yeah.
How many times, whether it's real estate, mortgage, handyman contracting, I mean, listen, there are plenty of times where we have fixed, saved, helped someone who went with the cheap option, right? I can't tell you how many people have said to me over the years, hey, Dan, but the guy that I was talking to before, the girl that I was talking to before, they promised me this rate. And the challenge is they can promise you anything they want, but if they can't get you there, the promise is not worth anything.
Yeah, well, listen, you can get a good look at a T-bone steak by, oh wait,
Tommy
it's got to
Boy
be
again?
your bull.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't say the whole thing on there.
Why?
but
Why not?
I can.
You
You can
can.
get a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking your head up a bull's ass, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it.
Correct. Same, right?
Wait,
No, it's got to be yours.
got to be your bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I agree, and I think people underestimate how much opportunity is out there right now, right? I mean, there's a mindset that things are slow. We talked about it, but there's still a ton of business happening, right? And
Yeah,
it's out there.
Yeah, I think you just have to really adjust how you are approaching things.
Yeah.
Right. That's really what it is.
Yep. And if we're starting from scratch again, right? If tomorrow we're like, all right, clean the slate, start over, I'd focus heavily, like I think we've done a good job on, but focus heavily on relationships and consistency.
Yeah.
Not trying to do everything.
No.
Do a few things
And well.
really well.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Again, and like we talked about before, systems and communication. I think that's right. Those are the biggest things that help drive success.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So now let's move in and do a little. I don't even know if you looked at this yet. I put together a little rapid fire.
All right, let's go.
I'm sorry.
I'm not scared.
All right. So, boom. I'm just going to point at you and go, best decision this year.
Best decision this year. It's April. What's the best decision this year? That is a very good question. I don't know. Oh, I'll tell you the best decision this year. Finally, after 54 years, talking to a professional and taking steps to get my ADHD handled.
Nice.
Finally. I'm not there.
By the way,
I'm not there yet, right?
you took mine.
Oh, sorry. Well, you asked me first.
That's okay.
It's something that I have struggled with, suffered with for years, and honestly, I feel like the past year has been significantly more challenging for me, ADHD wise, focusing, getting things done, not being distracted. And so I finally talked to somebody, and we're doing some medication, and I think I'm making baby steps. I don't think I'm there yet, but I'm making steps in the right direction. So I think that was a good decision.
It's great. And for me, honestly, it's literally the same thing, dude. Right? I've struggled with it for a long time as well. And right, it's always your struggle, but it affects others. Right? I have always struggled with organization, trying to do too much, starting and never finishing things. I am the king of starting and never finishing things. Projects, work, whatever it may be.
We have a million ideas.
And since then, it has gotten a lot better. I actually like finish stuff now. I'm not perfect, whatever that means. So much better. It's I feel like a new man. I feel like I am such a better version of myself
Love that.
for finally dealing with this ADHD.
Love that.
Because I do good and I do well for my family, my friends, the community. I just feel like now I can do so much more and better. That
cool.
doesn't mean, honey, I'm sorry, it does not mean I'm going to go out and join more boards, although I may, and coach more basketball teams, although I may have talked about it already.
Right.
I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel great most of the time. Sleep is no longer an issue for me. It's been an issue my entire life. And I feel like I'm sleeping so much better now.
That's cool.
I wake up, I jump out of bed. I think I hit the alarm once in like the last 4 months.
Wow. That's
I just wake up before, no snooze, jump out of bed. I go, that's my me time. I go make coffee, grab a banana, go sit outside on the patio, do my Duolingo, and just enjoy the peace and the birds and just the sun coming up. It's awesome.
Yeah. I look forward to getting there.
Yeah, and you will.
Yeah.
So, worst decision.
Worst decision so far this year. That is a very good question. What is the worst decision? Worst decision. What do you think? Worst decision this year? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think it probably relates to the ADHD stuff. Is I've taken on more.
Yeah.
But this actually, to jump back to best decision, one of the things that I'm working on actively, and our good buddy Michael Piccoli helped me with this, is taking some things off my plate. Is right, because we do a lot and we take on a lot,
and we get asked to do a lot.
We get asked to do
all the time.
Lot.
Saying no is
a lot,
very hard for both of us.
Yes, and so I've been working on that and taking some things off my plate, and I still have some more things to take off my plate.
Yeah, the one we talked about.
Yeah, and I will, and that's just one of the things. But there are several things. Maybe worst decision is not doing it fast enough. Just kind of pull the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. Obviously we're very similar as brothers, best friends, business partners, neighbors. So I think we have a lot of stuff similar, and I don't disagree with that. So what's one tool you can't live without?
A tool I can't live without. I got to tell you,
Ben?
Right, our podcast producer, Ben, I mean...
He's not a tool. Don't call him a tool.
He's a little bit of a tool.
The Bostonians know what that means.
Right.
Everybody else
Guy's
doesn't know
such
what
a
that
tool.
means.
That Ben Castro, what a tool.
Do you know what that means, Eric?
Eric from New York.
Yeah.
No, he's a tool.
It's like a Northeast thing. Yeah, right.
Eric, you're a tool.
I've said it before down here. People are like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Anyway, what's a tool I can't live without? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I've really enjoyed, I think like a lot of people, I've enjoyed using AI stuff. Yeah, I think it's helped me streamline some things. It's helped me, just make some systems better, faster, and easier. I do, again, a challenge with it is sometimes I get lost in it.
The rabbit hole.
Because it's so freaking cool about some of the things that it'll help you create and help you do. But again, that's a time management and a self-control thing.
Yeah, I mean, I actually just kind of thought of something is with that, because I know you listen, and it's not talking trash. It's true. You go down these rabbit holes and take way too much time for something that either isn't important or doesn't need that time. What if we set a timer? When that timer goes off, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're done. And if you don't, you got to give me $1,000.
That's a nice thing for you to say.
I could use the money.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
So go. Why don't you go tonight till like 10 o'clock?
Okay.
Starts now. For real. Just because I love you too much. I've had this conversation with you a million times. I love you too much. I love you too much to die in your office.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't want you to.
Yeah, I agree. Makes two of us.
You're too great of a person to be
Thank
stuck
you.
in a goddamn office.
I appreciate that.
So,
Thank you. I agree.
Yeah. So, for me, a tool right now, I'm working a lot with the AI stuff. You've always been more technologically advanced than me. I appreciate it. I use it. I don't understand it a lot of times. And I've kind of been slower. Like I come with you like, I just made a spreadsheet and I was able to make it so it summed everything up at the bottom. Like I'm super proud of myself. You're like, yeah, I did that in 6th grade, bro.
Yeah, maybe not 6th grade. Man.
Yeah, but for me, like that's huge. So it's the embracing the technology, using it in a good way. So like I've gotten a lot into the ChatGPT stuff too. I use it all the time, man. I love it. I love it. Helps me. It helps me with ideas. It helps me get thoughts out. It helps me just figure out things that before I would have just thought of it, thought it was great, and never done anything with it. It really helps playing those things out, and it's super cool. Like I'm doing stuff that I wasn't doing before.
That's cool.
And for me, I love it. So how about something you'd stop doing immediately?
Something I'd stop doing immediately. Listen, I would say I've already started. I've been making better choices eating wise and exercising more. So that's something that
You look fine, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's not just about looking fine. It's about being healthier, right? Again, we talked about when mom was sick and in the hospital. One of the things that I realized is that when you get sick, you better be healthy. So that that's really the main reason that I'm doing that. And also delegating a little bit more because
that's what I was going to say.
That's
for you too.
That's something that I really struggle with. He's really good at figuring out some stuff about me, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I'm basically whatever. Perfect.
He is pretty much
basically perfect.
Maybe
you got a lot of work to do,
right?
buddy.
I know. Maybe I'm an enabler, but you are pretty awesome. But yeah, the delegating stuff that I've gotten a little bit better with, and my intention is to just keep getting better at that as I go.
Did I ever tell you I'm going to reveal something to you. I don't know if I've ever said this to you before, kind of along these lines, and it's not a knock on you. It's actually it's great and awesome, and because you said the word enabler. Before you got your mortgage license, you were my crutch. Mm-hmm. Anytime I had an issue or a problem or something to do, you did it.
I feel guilty about it.
You did it. So I didn't, not that I didn't grow, I grew a ton. The second you, quote unquote, left to go get your mortgage license and kind of start on that side when I really took over the real estate team, I grew.
Of course.
Immensely. Leaps and bounds
100%.
from...
I'm so proud of it.
From, a good person with good intentions to a leader.
Yeah. 100%.
And
you're so good.
I owe you that.
Yeah.
You don't, it wasn't like it was never in a bad way.
No, I agree.
But it wasn't good for me.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, it wasn't.
And,
it wasn't good for me either.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever said thank you.
Of course.
But thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Because it has helped me become a better leader, a better provider,
Yep.
a better father, a better husband, because I didn't have that crutch, here's an issue. Dan will take care of it. Oh, I got to make a tough call. Oh, Dan will do it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't need you, bro. When I say that, I need you, bro. But I can handle all this crap.
No, 100%. Yeah, again,
I can do the tough conversations. I can handle the intense situations. I can handle the issues that come up with owning a business and doing stuff like that. And that was really when it started.
Oh yeah, I agree. Right, again, because like I said, you're my baby brother.
Yeah.
And your whole life, I've been right, kind of like a third parent.
Yeah.
Right. How many times did mom say to me, "He has two parents. Let us handle it." Right. So many times. But listen, I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just that's how I feel.
I appreciate it and love it.
I'm a protector.
And I'm really glad that I've been able to blossom because my blossoming is only a benefit to us and those around us anyways.
Correct. It allows you to learn more, right? Because how many times have we talked about some of the best learning experiences are painful, right? You learn and grow when things go wrong.
Yeah.
You learn and grow by falling on your face. And, I don't want you to fall on your face. You're my baby brother. That's why I've always wanted to protect you. However, giving you the opportunity to fall on your face sometimes and to make those shitty, scary calls, right? It just helps round you out more. It gives you more ability, more opportunity, more potential. And you're awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Listen, and again, it's helped me as a husband and a father too, because I used to keep my mouth shut. Just take stuff. And by the way, my wife is amazing. It's not like she's an abuser. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I have the ability now to stand up for myself, to stand up for things that are right, give my opinions.
Correct.
Where before I would just keep it shut. Whatever it is, it'll be fine.
Take it as whatever.
No confrontation. We're fine. Okay, move on.
Yeah.
So I've been able to grow from that because of that. So thank you.
Of course.
And so right, we're gonna start wrapping up. So we had no guest today, right? Honestly, I think this was really cool to be able to sit and talk with you, and this might be one of my favorite episodes, bro.
All right, cool, good.
Top 50, anyway.
At least, right? Top 50 guys, we're there. I think we're there. Maybe top 47, something like that. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is the real stuff, right? This is just the two of us shooting the shit and talking about stuff.
Dad's gonna yell at you, by the way. That's
I'm okay
3 times
with
you've
that.
said
Listen,
shit.
I'm an adult. I can say pretty much anything I want. I'm good. Yeah. Ben will mark it as explicit. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm an adult.
Nice socks, by the way, Ben. And by the way, if you're listening and you're thinking about the types of guests we're bringing on, we're really looking for people who are making an impact, right? In the community, in the business world,
listen,
schools, whatever it is.
Anywhere, like people that are business owners, business leaders, influencers, people making a difference, and people who are kind of doing something meaningful in the community.
Yeah.
We would love to talk with more people like that.
Yeah, people are willing to share, be real, and talk about what's actually happening behind the scenes, not just the polished, everything's perfect.
No, because that's not real.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking to connect. If you know someone, if you are someone who is a nice person, an influential person, a connector, someone who's doing well, doing right, doing just good things in our community, we would love to have you sit here and talk, because more people should know.
Yeah. And if you got value from this, right? Share it with someone who's building something, right? We would love to chat with them, whether it's a business, a career, giving back to the community. We'd love to chat.
Yeah, I think so, right? So listen, what's the last thing we're going to say here? We're just going to say thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Please give us that 5-star review. Share, whether it's this episode, another episode, share with someone that you think would appreciate the conversations that my brother and I have with each other and with our guests, because that makes a big difference in the exposure and people finding us.
Absolutely. So make it a great day. We look forward to connecting again. And as the great Fetty Wap says, squaw!
Bye for now.
Bye.